Hey guys, Bethany Drew here in Valparaiso, Indiana with Stampin' Up. And today we're going to talk about the cactus, the flowering cactus product medley. And it's actually going to be, it's my last live video of celebration time. Next week, celebration will be gone, which this has just seemed to fly by, guys, fly by so quickly. I had a lot more hopes and dreams to do a lot more stuff, but and the way we've gotten hit with snow and everything, wow, it's just been crazy. So 2021 has kicked off in a very different direction, right? But we have to keep learning to love life and love others and give grace and all those things. So, but today I want to, so I think I'm looking at the last celebration thing. I think I've shown you guys almost everything, except for the corner bouquet, which is the last stamp set that I'm going to show you that's in the celebration brochure. So a free set that I think some people may have overlooked, but it's really simple and fun to use. So I'm going to show you some real quick basic ideas to use the corner bouquet. And I love how it pairs with the flowering cactus product medley. And in fact, I have to tell you, my downline, Kate Murray, inspired me to pair these together. I saw a class that she had done with it and they looked so cute. And I thought this is a perfect medley to kind of mix that with. So she's my inspiration. So thank you, Kate. So without any further ado, as you come on, just say hi. I love when you say hi and come and join in and ask me questions during the video. But we're going to look at, I'll show you first in the mini catalog and then also show you the celebration brochure to make sure you know what things I'm talking about and what we're going to show. So let me turn around so you don't stare at me any longer. Alrighty. So this hostess code is still good through the end of February, but that's it. Today is what, the 24th? There's only 4 more days, guys. 4 more days of celebration, 4 more days of February. That's crazy. The March is right around the corner, people. So when you go to my website, thedrewdaily.stampinup.net, if you click in this hostess code, remember, if we get to $350 in the sales using this hostess code, everyone, so thank you, Shannon. I think there's a few people who've ordered using this hostess code. Anyone who orders will get in a drawing to possibly win this punch party. So it's a hostess only stamp set. But because I already have one, I'll put everybody in a drawing if we get another one, if we're able to earn that. And this punch party set really is cute. And I showed you guys a bunch of stuff to do with it last week, I believe, with one of our kits. So just quick review, because I did not buy the You Are Amazing stamp set. I just used that set that I'll give away for free with this kit that I showed last week. So it has this cute, my heart is wherever you are at. It has a sweet little happy birthday in the oval punch. That was an extra alligator. I love this saying, sending you smiles for every moment of your special day. That's a cute saying. A heartfelt thanks for everything. That's the saying, my heart is with you. And you make my heart happy. And there's also a baby one. So there's a lot of different sentiments in that punch party, and it matches with some of our heart punches, the oval punch, and some other fun stuff. But, so last week, that was pages 6 and 7. I showed you the all-inclusive kit, the project kit, and then right on the next page, on page 8 and 9, this is more for you avid crafters who have everything, have the die cutting machine, and want it all, and kind of can mix and match and do your own thing. So there's some really sweet examples here. What the product medley comes with is this flowering cactus stamp set, the dies. So here kind of shows you everything you get. The dies that match and cut out all those images. A bunch of gorgeous designer paper. I love it. And it comes with 8 sheets of these felt. I'll show you them in like kind of real life. I know you can't reach out and touch them, but it also comes with some calypso coral and some crumb cake twine. So it's a great product medley, that's why it's called that, to put tons of cards together. So if you get this medley, these 8 sheets, if you just put 2 or 3 flowers on each card, you could make 100 cards with these felt flowers. There's so many of them on there, and they have a cute little stitching in them. So I love these little felt flowers. They're a great little addition to the stamps. Let me take out my paper here. The cool thing about the paper, and Stampin' Up's getting so awesome about this, is 8, I think you get 8 of each design, and one of the designs, I've got my scraps here. One of the designs has these already beautifully colored cactuses that match your dies. So when you have that die cutting machine, you can just put those dies right over there and cut them right out of the paper. So that's awesome that they match our dies. Here's a sheet that I had cut out all of them already, and I used another. So here's the designs. There's this flowery one and kind of the little crisscross pattern there. So you get 8 of those. I think I'm saying that number right. You've got these, which I don't know if I'd even want to use this side because I love how cool these images are that you can cut out. You've got this pattern, stripes, and then the flowering cactuses, which are pretty. Then you also have this image with the pretty purple flowers and then the cactuses on the back. So you get a bunch of those. You get these pretty flowering cactuses, and then the back looks like that with the mossy meadow and almost kind of a neutrally pattern. And the last pattern is these beautiful calypso coral flowers with the lighter green in the background. So a lot of different purples and the calypso coral that you can use. Here it says calypso coral, highland heather, mint macaroon, mossy meadow, and pear pizzazz and white are the colors that are in this paper. And it really is great paper. I love it. Put that over there for now. And I showed you the felt flowers in the calypso coral and highland heather. They're awesome. And then the twine, you get 2 spools that are pretty big, so there's quite a bit on there that will last you for quite a bit because you're not going to put them on every single card, but they're awesome. Okay, so when you get the product medley, that's $70 for all of that, and that again, that includes the stamp set, the dies, all those felt sheets, and a whole package of designer paper, which are awesome. And for $36, you can get the refill kit. Now this is where I would offer, if you wanted to just buy the refill kit for $36, that's giving you all the paper, the felt, the twine. So that's all the paper product stuff without the stamp set and the dies. And you could come and make some projects and I could have some cards kind of prepped for you or help you make cards. And you could even use my stamp set and my dies if you weren't wanting to get the whole product medley. So that again is why it's a bonus to shop with me, because we can find different ways. You know, if you can't afford the $70 deal, you just get all the refill stuff. You can make lots of cards with it, but you could also come to my house and use my stamp set and my dies, and we can help you make, I can help you make some cards using that refill kit. And it is really pretty. I love it. Now the celebration set that I'm going to show you today, here it is the corner bouquet. So this is another free stamp set so you can't buy this, you can't purchase it, but with a $50 order, you can earn it for free. And this one shows it stamped up with markers, which I'm not going to show you that, using it as like a background, even embossing on it. So there's a lot of different fun ways to use this, and I'll be showing you that one as well, the corner bouquet. Because it has this smaller little corner bouquet and it has the big one with the flowers, and then it gives you an extra little flower to add into it, and I'm going to show you how to use that to make simple cards. Okay, so let's start with real easy and basic. This one is for a beginner. This one doesn't even use the dies. Now I cut out or punched out the circle right out of my card base. And so that's kind of the fun. Then you see the other side of the designer paper when you open it up, and it kind of pops out like, oh, that's pretty. And then I did use a technique called masking. And so I stamped this cactus first, and then this one I just cut out of white paper, and I'll use it as a mask, because then I was able to stamp the bigger one over that so it doesn't look like it's overlapped. And that's the joy of masking. So I didn't use any dies to cut it out. I just stamped those. And that's the fun of masking. And then I just added the felt, and I added a couple stamps on those cactus. Okay, so that's real beginner. So I want to show you a little bit stepped up, but still beginner. Now, if you just have punches, you could use a punch, but the joy of our dies is you can place that anywhere. Where the punch, you're limited and you only have so much room. So what I did was I opened up my card and I cut out this nested, this is from our nested dies shape, so that on the inside of the card, it will have that finished stitched look. Okay, and then this piece, I'll show you on this side. I already cut out, because let me show you the dies. So these just give you a fun little border that imprints it into it. This cuts out these little tiny like star-like bursts or whatever, but instead of using those, I think it's fun to just cut them out for kind of a background look. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, and I had forgotten that I actually cut out part of this, so it's not gonna look exactly like I had planned, but I'm gonna put some dimensionals right here in the corners. I don't want to put any in the center because I don't want it to show through. So I'm just putting dimensionals in the corner to kind of make it pop up on this is a Highland Heather background. And then I'm going to just make sure it's matted and centered on the Highland Heather card base. And see, that's kind of fun how that just adds that little extra texture of those starbursts coming out. Okay, now with this very piece that I cut out, and isn't that fun when you can see the other side of the designer paper? I love that. I've been doing that for a while now. I thought that was a brilliant idea. Now you could use this for a different card, or you could just use it for this card. So I'm gonna pop up this piece as just kind of a background piece. So I'm gonna put it kind of off to the center here, right on the card. And this is the beauty of these pieces that we can just, that I just die cut out of my designer paper. So this is awesome because I didn't have to color this at all. I just got my dies out and started putting it together. Cut them out, and then you're ready to just glue it down. Oh, I just ran out of another runner. Where's my other? I'll have to take out my seal. All right. So I'm going to tape the first piece down, again, just to give some of them a little pop. Then I'm going to pop up 2 dimensionals on this cute little cactus here. Pop that up. And the Calypso Coral Flowers, I'll just put 1 dimensional on there. And I'll put that on the big one here. And then what's also cute about these little felt pieces, again, just, I don't know, isn't that so sweet to add just a little bit extra texture? Now I'm going to use glue dots on the back of the felt pieces. So I'm adding, I might actually add a couple. I don't think that peeled off. You want to make sure that the glue dot sticks on there before you peel off the backing. It's where I'm going to put a couple glue dots on each piece just to be sure it's going to stay down. It's where if you don't have nails, you might use a paper piercing tool or something to peel off the backs. Although these are from Paper Pumpkin, you don't need to peel them off if you get the regular glue dots. I'll show you. This is what you get, like a roll of glue dots. You just want to make sure you don't just start peeling off, because they're just a little bit harder to see. But with our regular glue dots that you get when you order glue dots, all you have to do, I don't try to pick them up with my fingers. I put my paper or the felt or whatever you're trying to glue down, I stick it down onto the glue dots and then pick it up. Then it's the paper or the felt sticking to your glue dot, not your fingers. All right, so this one, let's see, let's put right there. Isn't that so cute? And then all you have to do is add a little sentiment. Now with this beginner one, I just had a circle punch, so I was able to just stamp it right over what I stamped. But here, I think I'll do a little banner. We'll see what that looks like. Let's see. That one says life can get a little prickly. Let's see what else I'm always here for you is another one of the sentiments here. I think I'm going to stick with life. Life can get prickly. I think that's kind of a cute sentiment. Life can get prickly, guys, can't it? And we've got to remember to see the beauty in it all, even when it's prickly. And then I could stamp I'm always here for you right on the inside. And I could even stamp one of my cactuses on the inside. I'll use a darker green. We'll see. I don't know if I've ever stamped green over the purple, but we'll just see how that looks and turns out. Actually, I'm gonna stamp this at the bottom and almost off the bottom. So it's down here. And then what I can do in a purple, in my Highland Heather, see, some of this is just, you know, making it up as I go, friends. Now in the Highland Heather, I'll stamp some flowers there and there. I'm always here for you. You know, sometimes it's fun to stamp the inside of your card too. I don't always remember to do that, but it sure is fun. Okay, I'm gonna cut this down so it's pretty skinny, because I just don't want to cover up too much of my cactuses. And I'm gonna cut that. I'm leaving a little bit of edge here because I want to put a little banner edge. I just used that punch. Where did it go? I love my tailored punch for making the banners. But you know what? I can't find it. So When you don't have a punch that does a fun corner, I just usually cut right in the center, and then I cut the tails right to that place that I cut in the center. Not too bad. I still like my punches better. And I can't believe I can't find it because I literally just used it. So we're gonna put this, where are we gonna put this? I maybe should have put my saying down before I put all the flowers. Yeah, we're gonna put it right down there. Well, hey, Teresa. You did make it. I'm just making a card that says life can be kind of prickly, or life can get kind of prickly. You know how that goes, don't you, Teresa? Life can get kind of prickly, but I'm always here for you. I'm always here for you too, girlfriend. Okay, so those are kind of beginner, but this was a little bit more stepped up because I used more of the dyes. But I'm telling you, this paper is so easy to just cut out with the dyes, so it makes your projects pretty easy. And you can find lots of examples on Pinterest. Okay, so that was one example. Let's look at another fun example. Here's one that I won't recreate, but I just wanted to show you. Again, those cut out pieces, and I used my many messages. So I just put congratulations on there. And I added that pretty gold leafing on there. So that was a pretty simple card too. I love these pieces. They're just so much fun to put together, and adding those felt pieces are awesome too. All right, let's look at this card here. This is fairly simple too. Another way to use your designer paper in kind of a different way, because let me show you. These two pieces started off as just one piece that fits inside the front of a card. Okay, so this is 4 inches by 5 1/4 piece of designer paper, and I cut it at, I think that's like 2 1/4. Okay, so I cut it in one strip, but what's fun about this is now I can just use one piece to go here, and then I'm going to mat this next piece. Okay, so that's just another fun way to use that designer paper. Rather than using it, you could just keep it like this, and you could use both sides of your designer paper that way. Yeah, Teresa, I do like the gold stuff. It is a little messy, and I feel like it's still, I'm still learning how to use it best, but I think it's gorgeous and it's pretty, and I will show it more because I think it works. For me, it's worked better with like our actual adhesive, like our tape runners to do stripes and stuff. So I'm still working on the heat emboss or heat and stick embossing powder. Okay, so with these pieces, I'm gonna just tape this down. I'm telling you, I do go to my Seal Plus way more than I do my Seal. That still strings on me a bit. Okay, so now since I want to mat this paper, because sometimes matting just brings some depth out of it and makes it look really pretty, right? But I hate using that much paper to just mat. So what I did, and what I did with this card too, is I think I cut a couple things out of it, but this cactus die that comes in our set of dies, what I did is I cut out a couple of the mossy meadow cactus then out of that mat, because I'm going to be covering it up anyhow. So you can use the center. If you're going to mat something, use the center of it. Go ahead and use that. So now I can just put some tape along the outside. of this. Maybe. And then I can mat it that way, and nobody will know that I cut out pieces of that green paper. But it also saves, because I want one of those cactuses anyhow, so I'll be using that to decorate my card too, which is a beautiful thing. Okay, so now with this one, I also did, we have that little border, which is kind of pretty, a little border, it looks kind of like on a cactus, like the prickles. I don't know how the official thing to say is, but, and with this card, I tilted a little bit, but I know some of you who don't like the tilt, so you could very well just pop it up, and I'll make this one to go straight. For those of you who need everything to look straight and perfect, for you perfectionists out there in the world. Yes, Teresa, I like the Seal Plus better than the Seal. I really do. Because you know it's not going to move. It's our hardy. You can even use it on boxes, and it just seems to break off better for me. That is my opinion. Okay, so I'm going to then center this rather than make it crooked, although I think it looks cute crooked too. But I'll make this one a little bit straighter, and then all we have to do is start popping on our pieces. You could use dimensionals to pop them all up. I already stamped this one. I did want to show you, for those of you who have earned the ombre paper. The ombre paper is great to stamp on. I think I stamped last week I stamped my alligator on the ombre paper too. So I stamped this one right here on the little bit lighter, and this one on my first card I stamped closer to the darker part. So you can get different shading, and then I stamped Mossy Meadow over it, so you can't even really tell. But so that's kind of a fun thing to use with the gradation of the color just in that free designer paper that you get. Okay, before I pop this up, I'm gonna stamp. Now this bigger cactus I stamped in, I know it's not stringy, you're right, Teresa. This bigger one I stamped in the soft suede to kind of match the background of our paper. But I'm going to use soft suede, not soft suede, sorry, soft seafoam. I'm still going to use that color of ink, but I'm going to put it on white. Okay, so I'm going to get my big, and I just re-inked this. When you re-ink your stamp pads and it's really juicy like that, sometimes it takes a couple times to ink it up and it not be like a little bit bubbly. So I'm going to stamp off this real quick, like fast, whoo, fast. And then I'm gonna stamp down and press, just because I just refilled my ink and it was really juicy. All right. So that was after I stamped off because it was so juicy. So, oh shoot, I was gonna show you, darn it. I'll just show you again because I really do want to show you. It's fun. Like all the designer paper looks like so multi-toned, and it's like, oh, how did they do that? So cute. So I'm gonna do that real quick again. Now what I'm gonna do before I stamp it down on the paper, if you want kind of a multi-toned cactus look, I'm gonna use a sponge dauber and get some of that Mossy Meadow. And I'm gonna just do the bottom and kind of up the side here with that Mossy Meadow. And that's all. I just refilled that one too. Mine are really juicy here. Okay, so I'm gonna do that again. Now I just sponged, okay, with my sponge dauber, I just sponged just part of that cactus. And watch how fun that is then when you stamp that cactus down. See, isn't that fun? I love it. Okay, so, and that you could even do on that ombre paper too. So we'll use this one since I did that was what I intended to do, was that multicolor. Now I just have to get my die out. And I'm going to cut this out. While I am going to cut this out, tell me what's the thing you're looking forward to the most about spring? Because I know I'm looking forward to a lot of things, but what's one thing you're looking forward to in spring? Yes, I am definitely looking forward to spring. Okay, so with my die, I just cut that out. How fun is that? I'm telling you one reason I am totally, well, I know there's a ton for all of us, right? But the other day, my husband called our plumber and he came to put like an extra sump pump line in or something. My husband's worried about when all this, 3 feet of snow all around our house melts. He doesn't want it going to our basement, obviously. And our plumber, with his 4-wheel drive, got his truck stuck in our driveway because we have multiple layers of ice and snow and whatever happening in our driveway. Kind of crazy. So, when was that? Was that Monday? Yeah, that was Monday. I was trying to get my lecture done because I just lectured yesterday for Women the Word. And so much was going on. It just was kind of crazy. Sorry, I probably paused because someone was trying to call me. Let me find the rare friend one. Okay, so I spent an extra, maybe 2 hours helping shovel our plumber out, and then I ended up making him coffee and feeding him while we waited for another truck to come pull him out. It was crazy. And that's when I thought, my love for the snow and the beauty of the sparkly snow, it was over. I'm ready for warmer temperatures too, Teresa. And I'm kind of ready for the snow to go away. It's been beautiful. I have appreciated and loved it, but I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm ready for something different. I can't believe I can't find my punch. All right, I think I have my, oh. Look at that. That is hilarious. I actually put it back where it was supposed to be. It was right on my fun track. Now that's kind of funny. I couldn't find it because I was looking on the floor. Okay. So that was my tailored punch. All right, so now I can stick this that's where I want to stick it, right there. And I also love about spring, I just love when you can start, after all this white, the white is beautiful and it covers over everything and it's sparkly. It is gorgeous. But I think those of us who experience a longer winter also really appreciate when spring comes, right? Like the green starts popping up, flowers are popping up. It's just so fun. I love it. Okay, now this just has the calypso coral background, but I'm still gonna put a couple purple and a couple of the felt because they still look pretty together like that. There's a couple purple, a couple calypso coral. We'll do a bigger one of that and a smaller. So we're going to use 4. So before I actually put them down. I like kind of playing with them and seeing where do I actually want these to sit, right? Maybe I'll actually put one on top of there. Okay, so with the felt flowers, because I want to put 2 glue dots on, these glue dots are going to be way faster, even though one just stuck on my thumb. Stick on the flower. Okay, so that one I'm going to put right up on the tall cactus. That one probably only needs one because it's pretty small. Let's see. Put that one there. You are right on, Teresa. There is only so much we can take. I do love having the seasons, but winter just seems to drag on a little too long, right, guys? Just a little bit too long. All right, I'm gonna put that one there. That one's there. One more to go. Aren't these felt pieces so cute? Love them. And I'm telling you, you can do like 80 to 100 cards, even if you do 3 or 4 flowers on each card. You get so many of them. Shoot. You don't want, what I just did was stuck my fingers to the glue dots. That's what I didn't want to do. I want them to be sticking to the, or I'm going to tuck this one right underneath. All right. You are a rare, rare find, my dear friend. I like that one. Okay, so that's using your designer paper, just a piece that would fit right in, would mat right inside the front of a card, but cutting it and using it in just a different layout. Okay, fun, love it. Let me move the ombre paper there. Okay, so those of you who are avid crafters, those of you who are still following me here, this is a bridge card. I'm going to show you how to make this bridge card. It's they're a lot of fun, and they're a little bit different than our normal cards, but they still fold down and fit inside an envelope with no problem, which I love. So I love cards that are a little bit different, but they don't take special envelopes or whatever. So this one, I have "Hope your birthday's filled with beautiful things" in the back, and I love how our friendship has grown on the front here. So it's kind of fun because it stands up, and so somebody could have it on their counter, and it just already is popped out, and you could write your message even on the back to somebody if you send this as a birthday card or something. So let's look. I've got lots of pieces already kind of cut out because I don't want you to sit here and stare at me cutting. But first you get a piece. So you're going to cut it straight down the center at 4 1/4 inches, and then you're going to cut it off at 8. So it's 4 1/4 by 8 inches. I'm going to take out my little drawing. I'm so technical. I have, just hand drawn measurements for myself. And then you do want to score a few places. So you can either get your cutter or your score tool. It doesn't really matter. You're going to score at 1 1/4. So I've got it at 1 1/4. I'm going to score there. You're going to score at 2 1/2. You're going to score at 5 1/2. And 6 3/4. And that's where the lovely, our cutters do have an arm that extends, so it can go out all the way to 14 inches, which is awesome. Okay, so what did I say? 6 3/4 then. Okay, so that's your little score lines at 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 5 1/2, and 6 3/4. Okay, so that's going to get you your card design. So this part, because that's going to be center, you're folding in, and then these outside flaps you fold out, because that's what's going to make then the shape of your bridge card. Okay, Teresa, have you made bridge cards before? You said you love bridge cards. They are fun. I thought you might appreciate this after you made me that awesome star card. That was amazing. I still have that in my craft room and I am in awe of it. I love it. Okay, so because these are 1 1/4 wide, the designer paper that you want to put inside of them is just going to be 1 inch by 4, because the width of the whole card is 4 1/4. So you just do a 1/4 inch smaller than your space. So the designer paper again is 1 inch by 4 inches, 1 by 4. Okay. With the seal, I just have to be a lot more careful to pick it up straight. And they say you're not supposed to flick it, but I do. I feel like that breaks it off better for me. Okay, so here's another one of my pieces that's 1 by 4. Put some seal on there. And I try to make sure I've got the same amount of space on the top and the bottom. Okay. Now with the bridge part, well, let me do, I've got all kinds of things cut out here for you. Now the designer paper that fits inside of the centerpiece, I'm going to use, this is just the opposite side of this paper. So this is still 4 inches tall, but it's 2 3/4 wide. Okay, so I'm going to put this paper on the inside of the card, or in the center, and try to get that centered about the same as the rest of the designer paper there. Now this piece is going to go in the back. Okay, so this piece, my white piece, is 3 3/4 by 2 1/2. Okay, so 3 3/4 tall by 2 1/2 inches wide. And I'm going to show you, because guys, I just love the blending brushes so much. They're awesome. So I'm going to show you a little bit of blending a little sunset. I thought doing a sunset would be fun. So we're going to do that. My husband took my junior in high school to a college, some Illinois State or something. I forget. Starting to do the whole college search. That's crazy to me that my son is old enough to be thinking about colleges. Sometimes I'm like, maybe he should just take a year and work and still live with us. But I'll be supportive of whatever he does, but goodness, time flies so fast. All right, now I'm using some highland. So that was Pretty Peacock. Now I'm using some Highland Heather, so some purple, because there is that purple in the designer paper, so I wanted to make sure I used the purple. I'm blending the purple back into the blue too, because I want it to look more purple than blue. So I'm blending all the way over that blue. I just wanted to look a little bit darker so we get that sunset look. All right, so there's our purple. we're going to do a little bit of yellow on the bottom because, you know, it's sunset. I don't even know how much. I'm probably going to cover up most of this because I'm going to do like sand at the bottom. But I just want the glow of the yellow. So that's on the bottom. I love these blending brushes, guys. These are awesome. Now I have just a brush for kind of every basic color. So all my purples, all my blues, I kind of use them because you can just rub them off on a microfiber cloth or even just off on your paper and it's pretty much clean. All right, now I'm going to use terracotta tile, which is very close to the calypso coral, and I'm going to run that kind of in between, so a little bit over my yellow and a little bit over the purple, right in the center of, or in between those. And how pretty is that? A pretty little sunset. You really can use whatever colors you want, but I did try to use a couple of the colors that are in that paper. Now I thought I would, this is going to be the first one I'm going to add a little bit of the corner bouquet. So let's see, I think I'm going to add this with the bigger corner bouquet, and I'll stamp it in black so it looks kind of like a, you know, like a silhouette of those flowers in the sunset. And then we'll see what else I want to do. I'm going to put it, I don't want to cover up too much. So make sure I get it towards the bottom here. Ooh, isn't that pretty? So it looks a little bit like a silhouette. Now, I think I might cut this down because that's just, I just thought it would look kind of cool. A little bit more beachy. I don't know, is desert considered beach? I don't know. All right, so I'm actually gonna pop up my little sand dune, or whatever you want to call it, in my craft color. And I'm going to put it as far down as I can. I don't want to cover up as much of it as I did. All right. And then I'm going to take that, I'm cutting through my dimensional too. That's okay, I still have some dimensional on there. So I'm cutting that off, trimming it down because I didn't want it to cover that much of my flowers there. So this is a totally different look than the other one that I had in there. I will just add, I found another Seal Plus. Love the Seal Plus. That's just so much faster and easier, I'm telling you. The Seal Plus is my favorite. But everybody's got their own personal favorite. All right, let's see. What do I want to do here? That was a birthday. I think I like the birthday one. We'll stick it with birthday. You know, because you want the fancy cards that you make, these specialty cards, to be for a real special occasion. Although it definitely could be for sympathy too. That's a special occasion in a sad way, but hope your birthday is filled with beautiful things. And if I wanted to, I could add one of these cute cactus on here too, or tuck them in even. Let's see, which one will I like? I think because my card is mint, the card base is mint, I'll stick this. Yeah, I like that. So that's fun when I already have all those you know, cut out, I can kind of mix and match and find what I want to add in there. So we'll add that one in there, pop up one little, I think we'll put one of the felt, where'd my glue dots go? There they are. The bridge cards are not too complicated, just a few score lines. So that's what I'm hoping I show you. Okay, so I wanted to get the back and what I wanted stamped back there before I put on the actual bridge part. Okay, so this bridge part is gonna go across here. And this is how I put it down, is I make sure, now I can tape down this piece before I tape it down here. Just put a little bit on each side. This bridge piece, so let me show you. I'll take a picture of this and post it on my page too here. So the bridge piece is 1 1/4 by 5 1/2, because 5 1/2 is the width of the card, okay? And then the designer paper is then 1 inch by 5 1/4, so that it fits right inside of that piece. Okay. So I wanted all the outside pieces to match, so they all look the same. That's where with this one I had the side pieces and the bridge part look the same as well. Okay. Now I'm going to use, you could use your tear and tape, but this Seal Plus is pretty hardy too. So I'm putting the Seal Plus on, come on. I'm putting the Seal Plus on this, just the 2 ends, because those are the ends that are going to stick. Okay, and I'm going to put this not too far down, but I want it to be far enough down. And then since I've got this pressed down this way, this should match with the edge of my card. Now if it doesn't, I'm going to make sure that it matches with this end. That's more important, that it match with that end, so that when I fold it out, it makes a little bridge there. Fun. And then when they have it sitting there, you can see, they can see through the background, so you can kind of see into there. And it's almost like a shadow box type of thing. So fun. And it's like, oh, there's more pretty back there. Okay, so, but you still wanted to kind of put something, I don't know why that didn't. It has a little bit of a bow to it, but that's fine. It'll still fit in the, let's see. It'll still fit in an envelope. I'm going to use the other tall, I like the contrast of the dark here. I might just use 2 of these. Yeah, I think I like just the 2 of them. I don't want this one to be too bulky. So after you've got those pieces together too, it's just a matter of deciding what kind of sentiment you want. I'm going to put a couple dimensionals on this cactus. So because I put 2 dimensionals on here, that is pretty much going to be right on this side. Okay. Now this one I'm going to put off the side, so I don't want to put dimensionals. I don't want to put dimensionals on the top of my cactus. It's just going to be in the center, because I don't want a dimensional to be sticking when I fold my card. Okay, so you do have to be mindful of that when you're starting to decorate your bridge, that if things are going to pop off, I only put 1 dimensional on the back there, because I just want it to stick right to the bridge. Okay, Then, of course, we want to add our fun little flowers. And I think I'll put one of these on the tall cactus. So putting a glue dot. On there. And we'll put 2 glue dots on the bigger flower here. So I'm going to put 1, make sure it picks it up. 2, get that so it gets picked up. Not on my finger. So that's the tricky thing about these felt ones, is you just want to try not to touch it with your fingers. And we'll put that off to the side there. Now you could leave that just like that, or put another sentiment over here. Like this one, I had the cluster of the cactuses, and then I have 2 flowers, and I love how our friendship has grown over to the side, which I don't know. I'm gonna debate whether to do that or not. But there's making a fun little sunset and using that corner bouquet. And that was a bridge card. So it's very fun. It's a fun way to, I feel like this isn't too hard of a card to make, that still looks different than your regular card, but it's not too complicated. Those are the kinds of cards that I appreciate, ones that aren't too complicated. Okay, real quick, if you're sticking with me, I did want to show you a couple examples. And these were cards, again, I think at the beginning I shared Kate Murray, my downline, kind of inspired me with comparing or matching the cactus with this corner bouquet. And it's just so pretty. This one I just stamped that big flower bouquet in the 2 corners in black. And then I did use the Punch Party stamp set. And then these were just the pieces that I cut out of that designer paper, so I just threw a cactus in the corner there. So if you know someone who loves Arizona or loves places out west, or someone that you love lives out there, a fun little way to add a little touch of them and touch of home to them. So that one was really simple. And I put this card base as Petal Pink, because Petal Pink and Calypso Coral are kind of in the flowers in that designer paper. Here's a super simple card. I just stamped that bigger flower bouquet again in the soft sea foam. And then I took that extra little, so I stamped the whole thing in the soft sea foam, but then I took the extra little flower and I stamped a few purple with the Highland Heather, and then a few Calypso Coral flowers. And I just put a little strip of the designer paper on here. Man, why are people trying to call me? If you have 2 1/4 inch strips of designer paper, then you just put a little glue on the top tab of your envelope. It's just a fun, easy way to decorate your envelopes. And then what I do, so I didn't want to do this because I just wanted to show you quick, is I just take the envelope kind of as my stencil, and I just cut right around the end. So I'm just trimming off the paper. And if it gets a little imperfect, that's fine. But you're pretty much cutting right around the edge of the top of your envelope. Okay, and then you've got an envelope that matches your card. Isn't that fun? Fun way. And I know, like, that's just, if you have extra designer paper, which usually those of us who love designer paper have so much extra, you might as well decorate your envelope, right? And you're just using a little strip on the outside of your card. So that's a fun way to make your envelopes like designer envelopes. Just get the regular white ones, but decorate them with your designer paper. So that's a real fun, cute thing to use with the corner bouquet stamp set. And I'm going to show you another cute card real quick. Okay, so I think both, well, this card was with white thick, and then white whisper white or basic white for the front. So I'm doing the same thing. This is our thick basic white. as the card base. So I'm not going to do anything with that, but I am going to stamp on my basic white, so the regular basic white. And I'm going to use Mossy Meadow, so kind of a deeper green. And I'm going to ink up, so this is the smaller little corner bouquet, but I'm inking it up in Mossy Meadow. Okay, so I'm going to pretty much stamp all around so not just in the corners. I'm going to make a big jungle of these leaves. Oh, I made a smudge. There, stamped over it. There. Okay, so that's in Mossy Meadow. And then I'll use the stamp set from the product Medley here. I like this "You Are a Rare Find, My Dear Friend." That is fun. I like the font of that too. It's so cute. Isn't that cute? Now, you could just leave it like that, but when you have this product Medley, oh my goodness, we've got all these beautiful flowers, right? Now, let's see. Do I want to add a little cactus down here too? Maybe. I think I'll just add the one. Again, these cactus are so cute. I love them. Okay, I put it just off the bottom, so I'm going to trim that off so it's even with the card. Now I can add some of these more felt flowers. And let's see, do I have a couple of the I think I had more flowers cut out. These are just from the designer paper. So we'll just put a few of these around the whole card. But how fun is that? Just add a little bit extra, stamp that all the way around. We'll kind of go calypso coral, highland heather, calypso coral. This is a big one I'm going to stick to. Two blue dots on here. Let's see. Put that in there. You could really have fun with these here. We'll do a bigger purple one. Make sure the glue dot's on there. Isn't that pretty? I think I'll even pop that up with dimensionals. Put one in the middle and one in each corner. And voila, you have a pretty card that's going to encourage somebody. Yeah, they have a little bit of thickness to them, Teresa. They are a thicker felt flower. So they definitely have some dimension to them. I mean, if I show you, can I show you the side? Tilt it. I mean, they're not too thick, but they definitely have dimension to them. But they're soft enough, you know, they're not gonna, it'll be no problem to mail, I wouldn't think. They're not that puffy. And they're soft enough, they're not gonna push through your envelope either. Okay, so isn't that fun? So that's just a few really quick, easy examples to use with that corner bouquet. And I'll try to make a few more samples because I'm sure it's really pretty when you use your markers on it and color it that way and do some multicolor that way. But I do love that you can add the extra little flower in there. Even if you stamp it all in green at first, you can add that extra little flower in whatever colors you want. So that is the corner bouquet. And matching envelope. Again, if you use this hostess code, which I stamped over, so JFV9HYFD, then you will get in a drawing to win the You Make My Heart Happy stamp set if we get to $350 in sales. And I might just throw, because this is the end, I might just throw one more free thing. So even if it doesn't make it to 350, whoever orders using this hostess code, I'll also throw in a winner to get that corner bouquet. So even if I have just maybe 4 people who order with this and it doesn't get the hostess set, I'll still throw everybody in to win a corner bouquet. So there will be an extra free thing if we get to $350 in sales, which is awesome. Everybody likes extra, right? So I hope you enjoyed my showing the cactus, the flowering cactus product medley. This was one that I thought, I didn't need, and then I just saw so many cute examples with it. The cactuses kind of grow on me, and I do like cactuses because they're the kind of one of the only things I can keep alive in my house. Cactuses and succulents, because they don't need to be watered very often. So life can get kind of prickly. I'm always here for you. Some great sentiments in there. And the bridge card here, hope your birthday is filled with beautiful things. It also has, I love how our friendship has grown. So showed you the bridge card, some real simple ideas. The designer paper is just gorgeous, and I love the felt pieces. So I just thank you for joining me, and Teresa, love you, and hope everybody who watches the replay later that you're just inspired to send people that you love cards. Send those hugs in the mail, because we all need them, right? And they really do feel like a hug when I receive a card in the mail. It's I just love it. And some of you are my favorite people because you know my love language, and some of you are the ones who send those hugs to me too, and I so appreciate it. Love you guys so much. I got ink all over myself. You know, you're not an artist if you don't have some ink on you after you've been stamping, right? So thanks so much for joining me today. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and I will chat with you guys later. Bye.